Good day, CCF family. Welcome to Sunday Fast Track, where you ask real-life questions and we give you biblical truths. I'm TG Sarmiento from Next Gen Kids Ministry, and we're here today with Pastor Peter Tanchi to answer some of your questions. Good day, Pastor Peter. Thank you for your message about the life of Joseph. How are you?
I'm excellent. You?
I'm also good. Thank you for asking. Let's start with our first question. What practical things can we do today to live out the joy and success we have in Christ, even in the midst of trials?
Remember principle number 2. Live in God's presence. You must remind yourself, God is always with you. God is always with us. And how do you live it out? If you have somebody beside you, what do? You talk. You pray. You talk to him. You ask questions. In other words, it's one thing to know theoretically. It's another thing to be very conscious, to be very much aware of God's presence. And that's what's lacking today. You need to be very conscious that God, Jesus, is with us, moment by moment.
So be aware that God is always with us. For our next question, what encouragement can you give to people who have been striving and persevering for a long time but have experienced failure instead of God's presence or living a successful life?
Remember the third principle, God's plan. God's plan many times takes time because He did not promise when your problem will be over. But God knows what it's all about. God knows how much time is needed. So trust God's timing. That's the only way. Don't impose your timing on God. Always be patient. Just keep waiting.
Trust God's timing. For our next and last question, as we have been talking about success in Christ, is it wrong to desire success or similar to that, acceptance, belongingness, and purpose as the younger generation does?
Do you know that there's nothing wrong with popularity, with fame, provided you don't make that your idol. God sometimes protects us from these wonderful things because they are not good for you. You're not able to handle it. For Joseph to become prime minister, he has to be broken. For Joseph to handle so much power, he has to go through a lot of training. So, God is not against prosperity. He's not against comfort, but He's saying, always put me first. So those can come. But if those things are not good for you, don't worry about it. If God withheld something from you or withhold something from you, trust Him.
Thank you, Pastor Peter, for answering our questions. But before we go, the Intentional Discipleship Conference is happening this coming January 23 to 25, 2025 with the theme Love and Truth Inseparable. We have amazing plenary speakers and workshops prepared to equip you. Main hall tickets are sold out now, but don't worry, you still have a chance to get your overflow tickets. Visit the idc.org.ph, and that's it for CCF Sunday Fast Track. God bless!
God bless.